Happy Simply Me Saturday. I'm sitting here in my office and I'm surrounded by so many things. Let me see if I can, all these things that are on my walls, and over here especially up above my desk you'll see a world map, and right there is my vision board. And then all the things on my walls have something to do with vision, with goals, with memories of places I've been and places where I'm going, and realizing that, you know, I've done this before, I can do hard things, I can do it again, that kind of a thing. My office is kind of like my vision room. And then I have my little vision book that I carry with me everywhere I go. I have 3x5 cards that I've written my vision on. And so my conversation today, my thoughts today have to do with that. So a lot of people create vision boards. We talk about dreaming all the time. It's kind of like I think it's a new, not new, but it's become more prominent in our world, and I don't think that's an accident. I believe that we really can have what we think about. We can become what we think about. We can have a vision, and we can move toward that vision, and we can create our lives according to that vision. However, I also believe that a lot of times people misunderstand what it means to have a vision board and how to use a vision board, and it can become actually very frustrating to have this vision, to get all excited about your dream, to put it up on a vision board, make a book, whatever about it, and to do your affirmations every day, and then feel like you're maybe even further and further away from the vision than you ever were because of the awareness of the distance between the vision and where you are now. Does that sound familiar at all to anybody? I know that I've been there, and I continue to have moments when I'm feeling like I'm so far away that it's impossible. And at the same time, I've learned so much over the last few years of the difference and how to use my vision board as a way to stay positive and to stay moving forward, to continue to make progress instead of using it as a club and a stick to beat myself up with. So I'm going to share just one of the concepts that I've learned, and I'm going to start by quoting a scripture, and I'm going to quote it the way I used to think that it read. I think I memorized it a long time ago and didn't really even look it up. I would just quote it a lot, and I would say, faith, which our vision boards are based on faith, right? Faith is the essence of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And I spent a lot of time with the evidence of things not seen. That was my understanding. So I knew that if I didn't have my vision, or I didn't really see my vision right now, I could still have faith that I could have that. And I also believe, that faith means there's evidence that God exists even though I can't see him. And that's where I stayed with my understanding of faith. And there have been a lot of things that I've been able to see and then achieve. Like there was a time when I wanted to start a music school here in my hometown because I loved the philosophy of the school that my kids were going to, and then we moved and it didn't exist in this area. And we also didn't really have a lot of money, so I couldn't afford to pay for the private teachers. And so I wanted to start that franchise in my hometown. And it cost money to do that, and we didn't have money, but I wanted to do it badly enough that I just set that firm in my mind, and then it was crazy how it happened, but I knew I needed a certain amount of money, and somehow it just was there by the time I needed it, and I was able to go. It's a cool story, I won't share the whole thing now, but I was able to go to Oregon to be trained by the creator of it. It's called Harmony Road Music. I had exactly enough money to get Dave and I there, to stay in a hotel, to pay for the training, and I thought that we would only have enough money for food and I wouldn't be able to buy materials yet, but I thought, it's okay, I'll just save up and get the materials as I go. But it ended up that they paid for all of our food, and the money that we saved from that, and it wasn't they don't usually do that, so that was a cool miracle. Anyways, the money we were able to use, I was able to buy the materials and start the music courses right away. So things like that, things that somehow I just knew that I'd be able to achieve them, like with more gusto than other things. Like the thing that I really wanted was confidence at one point. There's been lots of things, but I really wanted to be able to feel confident with myself. And I had been growing a lot. I had been, learning a lot of things, and I thought that I was maybe getting closer to confidence, but then it would slap me right in the face. And I just would think, if I just knew what it felt like, I knew what Harmony Road music was. I knew what I could hold on to, and so I knew how to get it. When it came to confidence, though, I had never been confident, not that I knew of, and I didn't know how it felt. And so I'm like, if I just knew what it felt like to be confident, I know I could do it. And I would ask my coaches, and I would ask my husband, what does it feel like to be confident? Just tell me what it feels like, and then I can do it. And my coach one day just said, you just have to be it. You can't strive to become confident. You just have to be it. And so to me, it became this huge separation in the faith thing. It made it so hard for me to understand. And so I went to my scriptures and I opened them. And instead of saying faith is the essence of things hoped for, it actually said faith is the substance of things hoped for. So the difference between essence, which is abstract, like this air is essence, like I can't hold on to it. It's just a presence of an energy, right? So it was abstract. I couldn't grab on to what confidence was because there was nothing to hold on to. Like with Harmony Road, I could hold on to that because I knew what it was. But the scripture said substance. What substance is something that I can actually hold on to. I can grab it, like right here, right? I have this in my hand. And so I was like, faith is the substance of things hoped for. Well, what I hope for is confidence. And for some reason it clicked in my mind, I don't have to know what it is, but I am going to look for evidence of confidence around me. So I started to think, how do I want confidence to feel like? Because it was like the substance of something I hoped for. How do I want to feel? How do I want to feel when I'm on the beach in a swimsuit, with a lot of people, and they're playing in the water and playing volleyball, and I'm feeling afraid and sitting on the chair and hoping, I don't have to move and nobody sees me, type of a thing. How do I want to feel? So I started looking around at people who looked like they felt like I wanted to feel, and I would copy their body movements. So I watched one person who would, stand up tall and throw her shoulders back and walk with deliberate steps. She looked like a woman on a mission. So I'm like, she looks confident, so I'm going to do that. And so I started pretending and just acting, putting my body in the same position and just using that energy. And as I started to really step into that and to mimic people who, the substance of confidence started to appear before me everywhere. Like, that person's confident and she does this, that person's confident and he does this. And I started to mimic that, especially at times, like I had to speak on stage one time and it was kind of new for me and I was really freaking out. And I didn't want anybody to know I was freaking out because I wanted them to invite me back to speak because I really wanted to speak. So I'm like, oh yeah, what does it mean to be confident? And I threw my shoulders back and I went, walked deliberately on the stage, and I stood there looking confident, and then I felt confident. And that scripture started to make so much more sense to me. It was the substance of things hoped for. I got to look for what I wanted it to feel like, and I got to act as if. So I found something I could grab onto, just like Harmony Road. I didn't have it there with me now, but I knew what it felt like. I knew what it looked like. I knew what I wanted it to be. And so I was able to grab onto that. It was a substance. So I hope that makes sense. It's something that it's a subject that I've really come to love. But anything that is on my vision board, or that anybody, I believe that our desires are given to us by God. I believe that they are something that our spirit came to earth with before we even had a body, our desires. And all I need to have is the desire for something in order to know that I can have it. So it starts with a desire, but a desire isn't enough. That's putting it on the vision board. And then it takes hope. Hope is a little stronger desire. So putting it on the vision board, thinking about it, hoping for it. But if all I do is desire and hope, it turns into a wish and it's nothing. And it can be that point of beating myself up because I don't have it and seeing how far away I am from it and just feeling really discouraged. So in order to also build on my desire and my hope, I have to have the faith, and so I'm creating the substance of that hope. So if I have a seed in my hand and I want to grow a plant, I have to plant the seed. I can't just look at the seed and hope that it will grow, right? I have to plant it. I have to do something about it. I have to give it substance, and that comes from action. So desire, hope, faith, and action all work together to help us to create the visions that we have on our vision board, whether that's who I want to be, whether it's what I want to have, whether it's where I want to go, what I want to do, what I want to give. It all starts with the desire. And that's what I have today for Simply Me Saturday. Thank you so much for joining me, Kelly and Lynn. I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye.